welcome to the session. Topic of this session is government's agricultural policies and programs. You are aware that India has made spectacular growth in agriculture sectors. Food grain production of India has increased to 303 million ton. Our horticulture production has increased to 320 million ton. Milk production has reached to 198 million tons. So we have achieved many milestones in agriculture sectors. And credit for agriculture sector growth and development has gone to different stakeholders, particularly the farmers who have done hard work, and also credit goes to the various government programs and policies which have been implemented in the country since independence. And our task in this session is to understand the various policies and programs implemented in India in agriculture sector to make the agriculture sector prosperous. And we will be understanding the objective of agriculture sector policies and programs, what are the different instruments implemented to bring or to achieve the objectives of agriculture sector programs in the country. Basically, we will be understanding the various instruments such as input subsidy, price support programs, infrastructure development programs, then various rules and regulations from time to time such as the land reforms programs and marketing reforms program. So many programs have been implemented in the country to bring the prosperity in agriculture sector. And today's agriculture is not the same as it was there 25 years ago. So we have made significant change in agriculture sector. The perspective of agriculture sector has been changed from the subsistence farming to a commercial farmers. Farmers are growing the crops and taking the different agricultural enterprises, keeping in view the profitability and income generation opportunities. So a cropping pattern in agriculture sector is changing over the period of time. There is a change in the linkage between the agriculture sector as well as in the industrial sectors. There is lot of scientific development in agriculture sector. So present agriculture is the scientific technological driven agriculture. There is a role of ICT in agriculture nowadays. So lot of changes have taken place in agriculture sector. Now let us first understand the objectives of agriculture policies and programs. One of the most important objective of agriculture policy and program is to provide the price protection to the farmers as well as manage the price volatility in the agriculture sector to provide support to the large consumer base in India. Then we have the objectives to conserve, to protect our land, water and natural resources. Then development of farm technologies, particularly the production technology, post-harvest management technology is one of the objectives of the agriculture sector policy. Then through the various agriculture programs, we want to strengthen the rural infrastructure, particularly the irrigation infrastructure, the road infrastructure, communication infrastructure. So this is another important objective of the agriculture policy. We have the population of 130 crore people and we want to provide the food, balanced diet. So food and nutritional security is another important objective of agriculture sector policy. Then in case of the farm inputs, we want to provide the timely and good quality input to the farmers at the price which is affordable to the farmers. Then diversification is another objective of the agriculture sector policy, because we have achieved the self-sufficiency in the cereal crop production, but we are lack in the pulses production, the oilseed production. So we want to diversify our cropping pattern towards the pulses crops and oilseed crops and other cash crops. Then in the rural area, there are farm sector, non-farm sectors. So there is large employment opportunity in the non-farm sector. So through the agriculture policy, we want to improve the opportunity of employment in the non-farm sector also. Then some of the regions have achieved good agriculture growth, but in some of the regions they are still lag. So through the agriculture policy, we want to bring the regional balances in the the agricultural sector growth. Then in the agriculture sectors, public sector is working very hard. We want to bring the private sector also, to supply the agriculture input, to make available the farm technology to the agriculture sector. So through the agriculture policy, we want to promote the partnership between the agriculture sector, between the public sector and private sector. Then we want to promote the free flow of agriculture products, because the production base and consumption base is in at two different places. So we want to make sure that there is a free flow of the agriculture produce from the farms to the consumers. So to achieve these objectives, we have used different type of instruments, and so instruments of agriculture policy are basically a means to pursue the policy objectives, or this policy objectives, and to achieve these policy objectives, we have used different types of instruments, and these instruments are dynamic in nature. Basically, the time to time, we may change the different type of instruments. Major instruments we used in the country are the price support, the public procurement of food grains, then input subsidy on the fertilizer, power and irrigation, then there is a public investment in agriculture infrastructure, then there are trade policy related instruments are there. There are the exchange rate manipulations are there to promote to achieve the agriculture sector objectives, and certain rules and regulations are framed time to time to achieve the efficiency in agriculture sector. And input subsidy is the most important instruments of agriculture sector policies. And first we will define the subsidy. Subsidy is basically equivalent to fall in the price of the inputs by the amount of the subsidy. Suppose the cost of urea is 350 rupees, 350 rupees for 50 kg bag, and this urea bag is available to the farmers at 250 rupees. So the difference of 100 is basically a subsidy. So what are the benefit of input subsidy? Basically, it encourages the use of subsidized input for raising the crop production. If the inputs are available to the farmers at the lesser prices, the farmers are encouraged to purchase this subsidized input, and they basically use that subsidized input in the production activity. So it helps in increasing the crop production. Then another benefit of input subsidy is that it make available the farm producer at cheaper prices to the consumer as well as to the agro-based industries. Raw materials are supplied by the agriculture sector to the agro-based industry, and if we provide the input subsidy, the cost of cultivation will be less, and so the raw material to the industry will be available at the cheaper prices. Then the input subsidy also help to boost the agriculture export, because if the cost of cultivation is less compared to other countries, our the product is become competitive in the international market. Then the major component of input subsidy in India are fertilizers, powers and irrigation. And there are two types of input subsidy, or subsidy we can say. One is the product specific subsidy, another is the non-product specific subsidy. So product specific subsidy, basically the support prices we provide for different agricultural commodity, particularly we provide the minimum support prices. This is the example of the product specific subsidy. Non-product specific subsidy are basically input subsidy, such as irrigation, fertilizers, electricity, seeds or agriculture credits. So these are the non-product specific subsidy example. In case of fertilizer subsidy, there are two ways of providing the subsidy. Like in urea, the urea is available to the farmers at fixed prices, and this subsidy component varies, considering the cost of production of the urea. But in case of the phosphorus and potassic fertilizer, the subsidy component is fixed, and the market price of fertilizers of potassic and the phosphorus fertilizer varies in time to time. There are some problems in providing the subsidy component, like it promotes the excessive use of the inputs, subsidized input, and that increase the burden of the government, and so it basically crowded out the real investment in agriculture sector, we can say. So, and there is another problem, the input subsidy, because of inequitable use of the inputs subsidized in the different regions. So there is an inequitable distribution of subsidies. The second important the component of agriculture policy is the price policy, and basically the prices basically guide the allocation of resources, being the industrial sector, being the agricultural sector. And so in case of agricultural price policy, major objective of the price policy is to give the stabilized prices in the country to the farmers, to the consumer. So there are different way of the different component of the agriculture price policy. First is the statutory price control, like we have the minimum support prices, the levy prices, and statutory control prices. So there are different type of statutory price control is there. Then the another component of the agriculture price policy is the procurement and distribution of the food grains. So this is the government of India and the state government. Basically, they do procurement of the food grains, the oilseed and other agricultural commodity, and that procured food grains and other agricultural commodity is distributed to the large consumer base in the country. Then sometimes as a part of the agricultural price policy, we do acreage regulation by promoting particular types of crops sometimes. Then the most important the component of agriculture price policy is the fixation of the minimum and maximum prices. So basically agriculture price policies, formulation of agriculture price policies, this task was given to the Agriculture Price Commission, which was formed in 1965, and this commission basically advised the government on different aspects of price policies for major agricultural commodity. And there are other terms of reference to this commission, like how to make the price policy effective. Then this commission also examined the prevailing methods and cost of marketing, then review the price situation in the countries and make the appropriate recommendation as required. Then this commission was renamed as a Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices in 1985. The country run the price support programs to help the agriculture sectors, and major objective is to provide the price stabilization and income support to the farmers. So the objective of the price support program is to help the farmers as well as to help the large consumer base in the country. And the contribution of price support program is it help in enhancing the crop production in the agriculture sectors. And basically in these programs, the government fixed the minimum support prices for 24 notified commodities in agriculture sectors, and the government basically fixed the minimum support prices on the recommendation of the Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices. Basically agriculture cost, this Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices time to time recommend the remunerative prices, and based on the fixed minimum support prices, government procure the food grains for providing the food security in the country. And this price support program is available for 24 crops, and the idea is to provide the 50% profit over the input cost for these 24 notified commodities. Then another component of the the agriculture policy is the food subsidy. Actually, this program is basically targeted for the poor people to ensure their food security. And in this program, what we do, we keep the issue prices for food grains lower than the market prices by providing the food subsidy components. So, food security program basically includes three components. One is the consumer subsidy through keeping the issue price lower than the market prices. Then there are implicit producer subsidies there. Then there are subsidy on maintenance of the buffer stock. The another important instruments of agriculture policy is the direct payment, and in these programs or through these instruments, payment are directly transferred in the farmers' accounts without raising the prices to the consumers. So, objective of this instrument is to protect the farmers' income. And recently we have implemented the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi PM Kisan programs. Under these programs, direct income support is provided to the farmers at the rate of 6,000 rupees per annum to the marginal and small farmers. And through this program, benefit is given to about 12 crore farmers in the country. Then warehouse receipt is another important component, and this instruments basically help the market organizations. So, when the market intermediaries or the farmers, they keep their produce stored in the warehouses, and they can get the credit from the commercial bank against the receipt of the warehouse. Then infrastructure support is the most important component, and the government make investment in the irrigation development, land improvement, soil and water conservation, road and electricity development activities, then development of the water and pasture land, then creating the research, training and extension system in the countries. And this is done through the investment in agriculture sector, and capital formation instruments is used to create the infrastructure in the agriculture sector. So, capital formation is basically an addition of the real physical assets, not the financial assets such as the shares or bonds, and it is basically the increase of real capital. And when we increase the infrastructure, when we increase the the real capital, it help in increasing the productive potential. So, through the capital formation instruments, we mobilize the community savings into the channel of the productive investment. There are several benefits of the capital formation in agriculture. First is it help in bringing the innovation and adoption of the technologies, and through the capital formation, basically we are making a lot of changes like improvement in the land resources, improvement in the innovation and use of the farm powers and machinery. We are also doing the improvement in the development of biological resources. Then another use of this capital formation instrument is to bring the efficiency in the market mechanism by developing the road networks, by developing the infrastructure for the transportation, storage and other market infrastructure. Then exchange rate management is another instruments of agriculture policy, and by regulating the the appreciation and depreciation of domestic currency vis-a-vis the other foreign currency, we regulate the trade activity, and basically when when the country do the devaluation of the currency, it makes our domestic goods cheaper in the international market, and thereby it help in increasing the export competitiveness. Then agriculture trade regulation is another important instruments of agriculture policy, and through these instruments basically we regulate the export and import activity. There are quotas in terms of quantitative restriction on certain commodities, like we do the ban on the sometimes on onion import and export, the potato import and export. Then sometimes we impose the import duties, certain commodities, and a country also provide time to time export subsidies. So through these instruments, basically we regulate the agricultural trade activity for export and import commodities. Then there are other various instruments such as acts, rules and regulation, and in this area basically we have brought many regulations such as Land Reforms Act, Essential Commodity Acts, Agricultural Produce Market Committee, APMC Acts, and there we also form we also created various laws related to providing the institutional credit to the farmers. And land reforms is the most important, the instruments, reforms we brought in agriculture sector after independence. The feudal system does not provide a feelings of participation to its tenants. So that's why the country, started reforming the laws related to land ownership. Therefore, after the first 5-year plans, we started the land reforms. And the objective of land reforms program in India is to make the more rational use of scarce land resources and also improve the terms and conditions on which land is held by the cultivator for for actual tillers and the exploitation of the farmers. Therefore, two types of programs we have done in the land reform. First, we have done the redistribution of the ownership from the point of the social justice, and then we have also done the activities to bring the operational efficiency and optimum utilization of land through reorganizing the operational holdings. And there are 3-4 major activities we have done in the land reforms. First is the abolition of the intermediaries, then we have also done the regulation of the land holding size, then various tenancy reforms we brought under the land reforms programs like regulation of rent, security of tenure, then ownership right to the farmers. Then we have also implemented the consolidation of the land holding in agriculture sector. Then we have provided the passbook to the farmers so that farmers can apply for the loan or and other they can apply for other government schemes to take the benefit such as the subsidies or purchase the input from the government organization. And then we have also done the experimentation with the cooperative farming because we have the marginal farming. About 80% of land holding in India are the marginal farms. Agriculture taxation is another instrument, and farmers in India they pay both direct and indirect taxes, and there is a rebate on agriculture income. So this is a bit to the agriculture sector. Agriculture extension is the most important activity. When technologies are developed at the research organization, these technologies should reach to the farmers. And sometimes farmers, they have the problem, a specific problem, and this problem should reach to the agriculture research organization. So there are particular systems created for agriculture extension activity. There are 4 levels. First is the State Department of Agriculture. They do the extension activity through the Director of Extension. Then we have the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, and also we have the State Agriculture University. They have their own extension system through the Directorate of Extension. Then in each districts we have created the Agriculture Technology Management Agency, ATMA, and ATMA is basically an autonomous agency which have been created in each districts, and their role is to create strategic plans and operational plans for the extension activity in a particular district based on the need of that particular district. Then we have created Krishi Vigyan Kendra. There are more than 723 Krishi Vigyan Kendra in the country. Each district is having the Krishi Vigyan Kendra. Their role is to basically test the technology developed in the research organization, in the research institution, based on the in localization, then technology is transferred in the district. Then input industry in the public sector and private sector, they also do the extension activity, to promote their product, like seeds, fertilizer, or pesticides. So they do their own extension activity. And there are various non-government organizations, NGOs. They are also working to demonstrate the various type of technology, and they also communicate, basically organize the self-help groups and other extension activity in agriculture sector. Then National Agriculture Policy was formed in 2002, and the objective was to attain the 4% growth in agriculture sectors by realizing the untapped potential of the agriculture sector. And idea is to accelerate the growth of agriculture sector by keeping our natural resources intact, by keeping our natural resources conserved and protected for future generation. And various components were identified in the national agriculture, like sustainable agriculture, food and nutritional security, generation and transfer of technology, then bringing input management by checking the spurious supplies, improve the supply, bringing the protection to plant varieties, promoting the integrated pest management. And then various actions were promoted to provide the incentive for agriculture sectors. Then there was focus to increase the investment in agriculture sector, particularly in infrastructure sector and in agro processing sector. And the greater roles were provided to institutions in agriculture sectors, and there was various instruments such as the insurance were suggested in the national agriculture policy to manage the agriculture risk. Then in 2007, national policy for farmers was developed by the National Commission on Agriculture under the chairmanship of Professor M.S. Swaminathan, and based on this policy, various missions implemented, like national horticulture missions. Then we brought the reforms in agriculture marketing. Then cooperative credit structure were strengthened. Then National Fisheries Development Board created. Then we have created the National Rain-Fed Area Authority to promote the agriculture activity in rain-fed areas. National Food Security Mission started in the country. Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana was also started, and recently, in 2016, we have started National Agriculture Market, e-market, and e-NAM programs. Under that, 1,000 agriculture mandis were connected through internet, and the farmers are able to sell their produce in other market also. And the whole soil health card program was also started, and very good insurance program, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, was started in the country recently. So in this sense, basically we have discussed the objective of agriculture sector policies and programs, and then we have also understood the various instruments, particularly the input subsidy, price support program, infrastructure support programs, and the development of the various institutions. All these instruments we have understood very clearly, and in the last we have little bit understood about the national agriculture policy program in the country. With this, I thank you all. Thank you very much.